Deep in the jungle canopy, an elite Aztec jaguar warrior drops silently to the earth. His ornate cotton armor is pierced by an invisible force. It takes 2 seconds before the thunderous crack of the rifle reaches the valley floor. We are dropping a single platoon of 24 modern United States Marine scout snipers into the year 1519. They are standing face to face with the Aztec Empire at its absolute zenith, a population of 5 million people, guarded by tens of thousands of elite warriors who treat combat as a sacred ritual. The parameters of this thought experiment are absolute. The Marines are entirely alone. There are no helicopters on standby. GPS navigation is completely useless. Most importantly, there is zero possibility of resupply. Whatever is in their rucksacks right now is their entire war chest. Survival on this ridge hinges on a cold mathematical reality, a fixed number of modern rounds weighed against an army of millions. The platoon has a strict inventory ceiling. They carried roughly 10,000 rounds of ammunition onto the ridge, alongside a rapidly dwindling supply of water purification tablets and thermal optic batteries. When a bullet is fired, it is gone permanently. Looking through his spotting scope, the platoon commander has 3 options: annihilate any target that steps into the open, decapitate the Empire by assassinating the leadership, or use warning shots for deterrence. They choose deterrence. The logic is straightforward. By using selective, non-lethal pyrotechnics and precision warning shots, they aim to convince the Aztecs that they are untouchable gods of lightning. If the Empire stays away, the Marines preserve their desperately limited ammunition. This opening strategy relies heavily on the assumption that the Aztecs will respond to these events with superstitious surrender. The Marines set up their patrol base on the steep, wooded slopes of Chapultepec.
It provides perfect defensive high ground, dense cover, and clear lanes of fire overlooking the massive causeways that hold the floating city of Tenochtitlan together. On the second morning, an Aztec vanguard marches up the slope. A mile and a half away, hidden in the brush, a sniper team quietly dials in the wind, elevation, and humidity. The sniper squeezes the trigger. The Aztec commander's wooden shield explodes into splinters. Showing incredible bravery, the commander raises his obsidian-toothed weapon. To rally his men, a second shot rings out, shattering the weapon into dust. The vanguard slowly backs away down the hill. Down in the city, the high priests declare the ridge is occupied by the Tzitzimime, the star demons who descend to Earth during eclipses. By executing 2 precision shots without shedding a drop of blood, the Marines project an invisible power that effectively breaks the vanguard's morale. History shows us the Aztecs did not build an empire by being rigid. By day 4, the massed marches stop entirely. They put away their bright feathers, cover themselves in wet mud, and slip into the jungle under the cover of night. They independently invent decoy tactics to test the perimeter. They tie captured deer to wooden frames and push them through the brush, intentionally triggering the Marines' thermal scopes. With every shot fired at a false heat signature, the Aztecs map a muzzle flash and drain a bullet from the inventory. This chart shows the rapid depletion of operational capacity over 2 weeks. Night vision batteries die, and Marines contract dysentery. Simultaneously, a second line surges upward as Aztec engineers build earthen breastworks, digging a tunnel toward the Marines. Down on the lake, they add thick cotton armor to their canoes, packing it dense enough to catch low-velocity bullet fragments. The Aztecs have replaced their initial shock with methodical observation. By probing the perimeter and mat and muzzle slashes, they force the Marines into a grinding war of attrition, draining their superiority through time and biology. With deterrence failing and the perimeter shrinking, the platoon is backed into a corner. They have to play their final, riskiest card: decapitation. This visualization shows the trajectory of an 1,800-yard shot targeting Emperor Montezuma on his palace roof. The bullet takes nearly 3 full seconds to reach the target. In that time, the humidity rising from the lake, valley crosswinds, and the actual rotation of the earth drag the heavy round laterally off course. The sniper exhales and fires. Nearly 3 seconds later, the heavy .50 caliber bullet tears a crater into the sacred masonry right at Montezuma's feet, shattering his golden staff into a million pieces. The emperor falls backward into the dust, entirely unhurt. Had they killed him, they would have created a martyr and triggered a human wave,
that would easily overrun the ridge. Leaving him alive proves they can reach out and disarm the living god whenever they want. The message is received. The following morning, a single Aztec noble climbs the ridge. He carries no weapons, only a white cotton cloth, fresh water, and maize cakes. He comes to negotiate. The Marines agree to talk because they recognize a grim reality. Within a few months, their ammunition will hit zero, and their rifles will be nothing more than heavy pieces of metal. They trade the only currency that never depletes: knowledge. In exchange for food, they introduce the Aztec priests to germ theory and hygiene. They show the empire's smiths how to smelt iron and forge steel. This exchange earns the empire's survival. When the smallpox virus inevitably arrives on the coast a few years later, the Aztec priests respond with quarantines rather than prayers, preserving the millions of lives historical plagues would have claimed. Armed with steel-tipped lances and warned of the arrival of bearded men from the sea, the empire meets the Spanish expedition as a healthy, technologically unified superpower. The conquest of Mexico doesn't just fail, it never even begins.